So another update. Just strip the engine covers out. Get all the locking plates in. Everything is in time, TDC, and just want to show you what the basic problems with the 2.824 valves are. So if you can have a look, I took them two covers down and I found these bits of a plastics in there. So basically that's the top of a chain guide, the middle chain, as the other part which been fall down in there, and that's basically one bit, as a complete one bit, which is a slider for that middle chain. So basically, if that wheel fell off, the chain's been rattled. Well, I mean, if that fell off, the chain lost its drive and basically all fell down or split, and you got engine damaged. So that's what the basic problems are. It's not mainly a chains which going to use. The chain's quite strong, and I'm gonna say these chains still quite alright. But I mean, it's no point to change just the plastic bits. If you got everything, then you buy a complete chain kit. Without that one, that's about £800 hydraulic tensioner, which is a separate part. You can't buy it just as a part of a kit. So literally kit, you got 3 chains on that engine. There's a 3-chain engine, as you can see. So basically bottom, middle chain, top chain. Then you got middle chain tensioner, middle chain guide. Then you got bottom chain tensioner and a bottom chain guide. They come without the bolts. They come as just a kit of a guide, tensioners and a chains. And literally the mid tensioner is packed with it. It looks like a bolt which is hydro pressured by oil. You got small green O-ring as well, so we bought that separate. And normally when we change these, that bolt and that bolt, they need to be changed as new. I never reuse them because they quite hard. They're hard tension, high tensile bolt, I think. Or even if you're not, literally if you stretch them once, then they can easily crack and everything just fell off. So we always replace. That's a 15mm spanner, and I think that's a 17 or 18. Can't really tell. Well, yeah, these two normally on these chains, these two need to be swapped as well with the intermediate sprocket. If you can buy that sprocket for that's an exhaust cam, so we changed that one as well. And then yeah, hydraulic tensioner, 800 quid part, very hard to get in the UK. You still can buy them out of Germany. As I said, 800 euro or something, so basically you need to count the tax extra. And then yeah, so I'm gonna strip all the chain, everything will go out. Dennis bought the new kit, so literally what we bought, 2 bolts, them sprocket, intermediate sprockets, a smaller and a big one. They're not coming as a kit, so you need to separate, buy separate a smaller and a bigger one. And literally camshaft, crankshaft, two wheel is on a crank, so you can't replace it. And also you can replace that bit, but as I said, these not any damaged or something, so we can still keep them. The top tensioner guide, they come in as a part of a tensioner. You can't just buy these plastic guides. So literally, if you want to buy these guides, if they're too used, only what you can do, 800 quid for whole part. So that's how it looks like. Now I'm continuing to clean it all. Head's not that bad. All the valves and everything, it looks alright on the top. It's just a bit dirty, but I mean, I'm gonna clean it as much as I can with some engine flush, and a bit of a cleaning will help it out. Basically, we're gonna keep that on. That hydraulic tensioner, we'll keep it on. I'll just check it. If the guides will be cracked, we just order one, because there's no other option just to swap it all around. I've got 2 spare ones, like a hydraulic unit, but I haven't got a guide. And as I said, you can't buy these separate, so we'll see when I strip the chains down, and then I'll start to clean all up, and I'll start to build it with all the new parts and internals. And also I'm gonna swap all the gaskets and everything around it. So will be degreased, block will be painted, and then we start to put it all together slowly. So yeah, enjoy. Hello and welcome back. Just a small upgrade or update on what we done. First off, sorry about we didn't do a lot of time lapses because our technique's been gone and it's quite cold in here, and I just came here for like 2 days, for like 2 hours. 2 days in a week I've been here to complete all the timings and main seals and all these things. I know, and I promise you for later on videos, for latest videos or all the rest of videos, we'll do some time lapse when we play with an engines or rebuilding engines, do the timings and all this stuff. But it's been quite hard, and just because we pushed by time, because we've got some more cars to do, and I really need to, you know, put it all together with my working hours and everything. So basically I'm just coming here when the Rich is at work, so we've got no camera, and basically I need my phone to do all the Newton meter specs and all these things and how to build them timings, because I can't get it all in my head. So I need to do some diagrams and all these Newton meters, torque specs. They need to be found on a Vortex forum or anywhere else on the internet. So literally I'm using my phone to do all the, you know, step by step building the things back up. I'm not saying I can't remember all the outer ones, because they're quite easy, also the connectors, but basically to do the wiring diagrams for timing and all these things, every single bolt got special torque, special spec, so don't really want to do anything wrong. So what we done, I strip it to bare engine, literally remove the rocker cover, remove side covers, remove the main pulley, water pump and all the rest of the things. Engine's been naked and everything's been resealed, all the new O-rings, crankshaft's been refreshed by 2 new O-rings on each side. Under the flywheel you got a big one, under the main pulley you got a smaller one. The pulley is pain in the ass to take on these engines because they like torqued to, I don't know, 200 Newton meters or something like that. That's been quite stiffy, and you need a 46mm spanner to grab the pulley, and 27mm is a one for bolt. So yeah, we replaced that seal as well, so it's resealed. We delete EGR valve or whatever that called, like that secondary air intake or something like that it called. So that's been removed. We use the adapter, we use a delete flange for it, so it's all sorted. And new timing kit's been fitted with 3 chains. I found another friend on a V6 forum. Cheers to him for diagrams and all the stuff around it for timing. That's been really helpful. Even if you need any, just give us a shout, because we've got it out of him, so I got it in my phone. So if you'll need it, just give us a shout. We can, you know, make it like a share or something, or just ask if you need something. And yeah, top seals on injectors been resealed because they still easy to get. I mean, you can basically get all of them. I think when I did my AQP, I got a problem to find one on the internal ones, O-rings, but we didn't take them out anyway, so it's been just a refurbish, not like a rebuild. So I didn't take injectors. It hasn't been anything wrong with it, just basically that rail and the connectors to injectors, they got like O-rings on them, so I replaced them O-rings, the top 6 O-rings. So it's been swapped over, and literally new water pump, all the new ancillaries and all the sensors and coolant flange. Basically what we reuse a Dennis's temp sensor, but every single time you do it, you need a new O-ring for it as well, because they normally go overheated and they like a splash for a bit. They squashed by a very tiny bit. So sometimes when you reuse them, even if they're new, they start leaking. So you can reuse the sensor if you clean it up. They shouldn't have any problems. I did it many times, but every single time I left the O-ring, even after 2 weeks of driving a car, if I left the O-ring, it's always started leaking. So basically, I'd rather just always do O-ring. O-ring from Autodoc is like a 50p or something like that. I know you need to pay extra money for delivery, but if you order more parts, that's what they done. So yeah, O-ring's very easy. And we still got a problem with the main seal for front transfer box, which I found on the internet. They should be ID 68 by 2.5, so I just bought these ones. They are very cheap, and many people just said on the Vortex you can just replace it. They stopped to do them original ones, the green ones, but you got a black one, and they literally 2.5 each. I'm gonna say that that green one is quite more fatter. I'm gonna say is about like 2.6 mil or something. But I'm gonna say if you fit it on the transfer box, that's the first time I'm gonna try that one, because previously we tried it to just put these back on, and on a other friend's car on a V6 Mark IV it start leaking. I'm not sure if that's the main one or if it's the one which is oil feed or oil return. You still can buy the two oil ones, oil feed and oil return ones. You can still find them. They're not expensive. They're like £8 each. But you can't find a main one. I mean, you can still find it on the internet, but they like 30 quid or something. And it's not too many of them. VW not make them anymore. So if someone's got old stock, you can buy it. But I mean, I just tried to use a normal nitrile O-rings, which should be alright. Many people just said me that on the Vortex, so I'm gonna trust them. I'm gonna try it. If not, it'll be my fault, and I'll be stripping the gearbox again, which I love it. On the V6, it's bang on to do a transfer box. It's very easy, and not really, but yeah. And all the rest, I didn't change the sump. I put all the new side covers for timing. Everything is tied up to torque spec. Everything is sorted out, so engine's ready to go back in a bay. But we've got loads more to do. So engine stay like that for now, and we're gonna strip a front subframe. I'm gonna change it for another one, because car's been lowered, and one control arm subframe where the control arm pin is, the front one, is been like a smashed inside, so it looks like a bit not very good condition. So we've got complete new subframe. I mean, not new, but we've got subframe from the car, so we're gonna repaint it, refurbish. Also, the control arms will be refurbished and repainted. I may just do sandblast them a bit and then just paint them with some proper paint, and that'll be done. So we're gonna refurb the front subframe and the control arms with the new bushs on an anti-roll bar, and then we're gonna lift the back of the car, take all the exhaust down, main prop shaft, and then rear transfer box with the whole rear axle, and we're gonna rebuild a subframe on the back as well. I'll just get another subframe, I'll get it powder coated, all new for arms, trailing arms, and basically the hoops been refurbished, new bearings, new hoops, everything is quite like new. So yeah, we're gonna build the rear axle as well and subframe, fit the diff back on it, and then we'll do diff service as well. We got all the oils, we've got all the O-rings, we've got everything what we need now, apart that 2 seals, what we're waiting for 2 seals for that transfer box oil feed. So that's basically what we can't fit it back. I'll put a gearbox together with an engine just to make it like a more compact, because everything is everywhere now. I'm gonna put it back together, leave it like a front wheel drive for now, or just with one flange. I'm not gonna put oil into it, because basically if you haven't got transfer box, there's no point to put oil in it. And also, after I fit it in a car, I need to take a sump out once more, because I found the sump is cracked as well. So we've got a replacement sump in here, which has been cracked as well. We've got about like 5 of them, because in the lower end cars, the alley sump's not the strongest part. So every single bit of a sand or small stone, if you crush it, if you crush the stone, it'll definitely break your sump. Them aftermarket sumps, they're like a 50 quid, but they're not strong as a normal ones. So we've got still one normal one to get it re-welded by a TIG welder. But I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna pay heavy money just for sump, which you can buy for 50 quid. And as long as we got spare in the garage all the time, so he's what, 20 bolts and 3 bolts on a gearbox, or 2 bolts on gearbox, and you can just swap it easily. Basically what you lost is oil, but that's what it is when you go lowering cars, in it. So yeah, and nothing more to say. Just as I said, no time lapse from that one. It's a pain in the ass to do three chain kit for timing. It's a lot easier to do 2-chain kit, and I really wanted to do a time lapse, but as I said, the technique just gone. So yeah, I'll see, maybe we'll do strip another one any soon, or maybe a V5 and all these things. And every single engine I'll do some time lapse. We got time lapse how we stripped it out of the car, but it's still not complete, because if you do it in a garage like that, you still need to find a space for every single part you're doing. So is it quite a pain in the ass to organize everything and still do time lapse, and also people just come in here, ask for things, so you need to stop, go answer for other questions, then you forgot what you do. To be fair, on these engines you need to be quite more concentrated. It's not just like, you know, 1.4, and you still can make a mistake on that one as well. But yeah, these engines you need to be very careful, especially when you do timing. Everything needs to be marked, everything needs to be twice checked. You just forgot to tie one bolt on the tensioner and it just fell off, and it's just end of engine error. So it's not an easy to do it properly. And I know that many of you can do it easily. I'm not saying it's a hard job, but I did it a few times on mine. I did that one, and I always was like, I'm not sure if I did it right or no. And I tried to find many videos. These 3-chains engine, they are quite more rare in a video wise, because everybody just do BDE, which is the same as R32. 2-chains engines are more comfy. They got 2 VVTs, which are expensive, but basically is it really same, because you can buy an engine for like 200 to 250 quid. But problem is you got one hydraulic tensioner on top, which is on an AQP engine and AUE. BDE's got 2 VVT valves, which are still in the market for like 350. So 700, 800 quid for 2 VVT inside of a 2-chain system. But 3-chain systems got like old hydraulic tensioner. I can show you what the Dennis's was. If I got a space in here, I'll try to find it. It should be in the back somewhere, because I just chuck it out then. I keep them just in case, but what goes wrong on these are basically the rollers. I'll try to clean it up, but if you know about these engines, you also know that hydraulic tensioners, that's the tensioner itself. Is not any failure with it, all the cables still all right. There's new seals on the top there, but we need to replace it, because that one is just on the end of its day. You got a big rail on them, and you can start to see how the material's going out of a, I'm not sure if you can see it or no. I mean, it missed a lot of material on it, and you got it already on the rails, bottom and the top. You can't buy these as a separate. All you can buy is a whole part as it is now for like 800 quid. So literally, when you go in to rebuild these engines, timing chain kit is about 230, but it's no sprockets, no seals, it's just 3 chains, 2 tensioners, and without that tensioner is more expensive part for that engine. I mean, you can buy a crankshaft, basically the cheaper than that thing. So that's why the people don't like them, because that's £800. And then if you buy it from Europe, you need to pay a tax. So Brexit perfect. And then yeah, so that's an old one. We refresh it with a newish one. I mean, I did a dodgy thing, but everything should be alright. It's been cleaned. The rails looks very good on it. Them whites, they are very good on that other one. And it works on an engine before. We've seen it before, so it should be all alright. And as I said, that's the most important part. They're not failure mechanically. I mean, I got like 3 of them, but problems on them, big whites are very used. And then they're not able to spread the chain as much as they need to. They got like a location point on there, so that sits on the head, on the maximum of a head. So that goes down and that stays on the head. It's like a shimming on the head, so it's open to go all the way down to head. And then the top one just is like a springy thing, up and down. So that's how they works. Not bad, but I mean, if you're gonna replace it, you pay 200 for an engine, and then 800 just for one part is not really worth to build all these old engines. And you got BD engine, which 400 quid, and then you do 2 VVTs, which same price, but you got 2 chains, which is like 130 quid with all the chain and all the guides and tensioners. And then sprockets are completely same on an intermediate shaft, so sprockets are same. Literally what you need to buy for 3 chain more is a top sprocket for connection, a second and a third chain. You got 2 bolts, 1 bolt for intermediate sprocket is a 15 mil. I'm not sure if it's a 10 or is it 9, I can't remember, and a length as well, but 2 more bolts you need to buy instead of 1 for intermediate shaft. And normally when you buy a VVT for like a BDE engine or R32, they normally come separate, but you can buy also bolts for them. So it's very easy to find a new shape engine, 2 chain engine, you can find everything. It's not really a part I can remember, it's been hard to find. But 3 chain engines, they are 2000 year, 1999 AQP started, or 98, I'm not sure. But yeah, they are quite more rare, because even if you buy them, you can buy them cheap, but problem is you can't find these in the UK. So it's literally pain in the ass. 2 chain definitely easier to build as a 3 chain. But I quite like these 3 chain engines because to me, they are more, you need to get more experience. It's not different to R32, and I do 2.3s, R32s quite often, and these are some different, so it's just more, it's more fun. And yeah, so that's how the engine finished for now. I'll try to fit some ancillaries on it and just leave it on a pallet. I'll plug the gearbox into it, leave it without the transfer box for now because it's dry. So I just put it on. I just decided to put a new release bearing for O2M because they sit inside the gearbox, and if they fail, I mean the clutch is perfect, but when I strip the gearbox out of it, the release bearing just quite noisy. You couldn't hear it in the car, but I mean, I'm not gonna risk it. You never know if you plug it back in and it starts leaking, or I mean, it's rather just eliminate whatever you can do. So new release bearing, we just bought it. It should be somewhere. We've got loads of stock coming into the car, so I need to find out. Just give me a sec. I'll try to find. I'm not sure. I think that's the, yeah. So that'll be new release bearing. O2M got it different to O2A and O2J. O2M got hydraulic bearing, which is dot 4 feed into it. It looks like that, and when we rotate the old one, it just rattling a bit. So I'd rather just replace it and then one big thing out the head. So you're more sure. It's not expensive. It's just like whatever. I don't know, 30 quid, 40 quid for Febby one. Can buy a Saks one even, but they like 70 quid. And Dennis's one's been still original one, which is a strippable in there. That's like a replacement part for his Febby. I used it a few times and I was quite happy with them. So yeah, that's how it is. Cross reference number 6 fits the car. So I'm gonna install that one. Then I fit the gearbox together with an engine. And then yeah, that's how it is for now. And then when I'll get them 2 seals for transfer box, I'll just do another update. And then what we need to do after we strip in an exhaust, I found a leak in the exhaust system between a downpipe and a cat. And as maybe few of you know already, it's a quite rotten car. I mean, not a shell, but like a exhaust catalyst is still original one, downpipe is still original one. We change a lambus on the top, on a bang 1, bang 2, the first sensors, so top one, pre-cat one. Post-cat ones stay same, we didn't touch them, but I'm gonna unplug them all. I'll take a downpipe, re-weld a bottom flange on a downpipe and re-weld the front flange on a cat, so they will fit together. because what happened on these cars normally, especially when you refit in a back box or you need to lift the back box up if you don't have an original one, and even if you got original one, they all hold only on the literally 4 rubber things. So after cut to back box, you got 4 rubbers. If you not swap them for 20 years, they'll definitely be, you know, decompressed or spreaded. So your exhaust sits quite lower. It's quite easy to grab them out of the internet, but I mean, you know, not too many people do it, because unless your exhaust not fell down to the floor, who cares about a back box in it? And then you found out, I start to get like, I'm gonna strip it, and I found a hole between the 2 flanges, the bolts which holds them, they're not there anymore, they look like nails. So I'm gonna cut it, I'm gonna cut them 6 bolts which hold the cat into the downpipe. We're gonna use a heat wrap into the downpipe as well, clean the manifold, and then I'll refit it like quite clean, and cat will be cleaned up. I mean, cat's still original. I'm not gonna de-cat it all summer. I'm not gonna do it in that car. He sounds very nice and he still needs to be original. Then he just said he don't want to do any dodgy things with it, just to refurb it and keep it as a standard V6. So I'm quite happy. He's not a turbo build or something, so yeah, it'll be just a very clean car. I'm gonna clean engine bay as well, because he's a bit of a, you know, it hasn't been cleaned for ages, and I'm guessing the engine's out first time, so we're gonna refurb what we can do. Also check the prop shaft rubbers on each side of a prop shaft. One's go to transfer box, one goes to rear diff. All them rubbers still stiffy. The bearing on the prop shaft, is it possible to buy it? But Dennis is alright. I mean, there's no point to change it. I mean, many of you may change it, but not me. It looks still very good. Dennis got no vibration of it, so I'm not gonna touch whatever I don't need to. Drive shaft on the passenger side is been CV boot cracked. Drive shaft's in here, and I've got some used drive shaft in stock. So that's what the Dennis's drive shaft is. And especially, there's no problem about the outer ones, because you can buy them. Outer ones just leak on the corner, but like the inner ones exploded when I took it out. It's been half cracked. When I grab it to the hand, it just get out completely. We've got like a aftermarket used one for V6. It's not aftermarket, it's still original one, but I mean, I think someone just changed that CV joint, but we're gonna use it. I'm not really bothered. Then he just said as long as it works, he's alright, and he's got plans to refurb all the 4 spindles, get them rebalanced, and then I'll buy the 4 inners and 4 outers joint as well. So the drive shaft will be last thing, but for now I'm gonna say definitely whatever will be definitely better than an exploded inner CV joint. I mean, the CV joints are quite pain in the ass to get. Outer you can get, but inners are quite hard. So yeah, that's how it is for now, and then I'll keep you updated. And I'm not sure if you need to see any time lapse out of putting a gearbox into the engine, because these are just a few bolts, but I mean, I'll see how it goes. But we've got a few more things to do, so yeah, enjoy our video and stay with us.